can't get into. I don't know if Peter ever told you, but I'm a wheelchair user.
I don't believe I heard that before.
Yeah, so I have an unusual thing. That's why I've been more of a passive investor. And so we've done a lot of, I want to say partnerships. Well, the investment part was different, but we've done partnerships and I've got burned a couple of times.
Okay.
So I know what you were talking about, but I can do a little marketing and find more houses, but my problem is I can't go into them. Now my husband works full time, and because I can't go with him, I don't know what is said there. And my husband's not, he's a great guy, but he PS's a lot. You know, he's an Army guy. So, hey, I'm an Army girl. So, yeah.
Is he sitting there with you today?
No, he's at work. No, he knows. He knows I call him on his BS. We've been married almost 30 years. So,
okay.
Yeah, we met at Fort Hood, so you know it's really good.
Yeah.
But
Thank you for your service.
Way to adjust it because I can help people over the phone, and I maybe hire somebody to go through the house, or maybe I don't want to say a new member, but you know I can always explain things. But then the other thing is I like to help people. Like we've worked on burn houses that we made wheelchair accessible. So I have that consultant and I understand that dynamic. So I have a lot to offer, but that's the one stumbling block I've always done where I do the work, but I can't always talk or see the house.
Okay. So you're familiar with the American Disabilities Act then?
Oh yeah, and I'm also aware of all the things the VA will pay for because I've consulted on some people who have, you know, used the loan. I don't know if you know a disabled vet or somebody that's a paralyzed vet can get loans through the VA to get houses converted.
I know of it, but I don't know. I don't have the information on it, but yes, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, so, you know, I have those things, but I just thought, you know, maybe if you want to think on it a little bit and maybe suggest something. That's why I was saying I'm more of an investor and, you know, I have a good credit score, so I can always help somebody who's new to partnership. But like I said, I've gotten burned with some bigger people in the past, especially in this last 5 years where the market's been tighter.
Okay, so we'll take that offline, Lisa, and we'll talk about that and some ideas for you.
All right, thanks.
If that works for you.
That's perfect.
Okay. Thank you for offering that, throwing that out. So, but we'll talk about it.
All right.
Hey, Steve Farrell, welcome. You're welcome to unmute yourself there. We've got a small crowd today so far, and I don't know how many we're gonna have here. It is 12 o'clock, so we'll just open it up here and cover whatever you'd like to cover.
So Tim, I came across a couple of properties that were kind of weird. So one
there's a weird property out there.
It seems like none of them are ever easy. So well, I got one that I saw. It's actually right around the corner from me, and it has a. This one has a realtor attached to it, unfortunately, but you know there's still ways around that. So there's a property, the mortgage on it or whatever is in like the millions, and it's owned by a corporate association. So we looked that up, and it looks like it's under maybe like a HUD property or something. It's kind of strange. I'll contact the realtor and see what's going on with the property. But as far as like comps and ARV, I ran the numbers on it. Like it looks like a good solid wholesale. But getting around, I don't know why it says $1 million. As far as like what the mortgage is, unless it's like maybe under HUD, it's a group of homes that may be purchased under it. I'm not sure if you know anything about that one.
Where did you get the lead?
Just driving around. There's a sign in front of the house.
And so what's telling you it's $1 million? Is that the
It's
asking
a
price?
prop stream when I looked it up.
That's the value?
No, it's not the value. When it has like an open mortgage on the house, so it says like an active mortgage, it's in the millions for some reason.
Well, my first thought is it could be a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, people do make mistakes when they're entering the information into public records. What's the neighborhood values?
The neighborhood values are around the comps are between like 150 and 160, and a couple of them are in the 200s. But I thought it was a mistake too. And then when I went and looked at the mortgage information, there's actually another mortgage, another type of like mortgage loan after the house, because the original loan right below the million is like 78, and then there's another one right above it recently, as far as I think it was like 2006. And that's the one that's like in the millions, and it has like monthly payment of $5,000 or something like that. It was odd, you know.
Yeah, without knowing more, I can't really tell you for sure.
Yeah.
What I might suggest you do is, if you want to, send me the address after the meeting.
Yeah, I'll send it.
And let me pull it in my system. I use RealFlow.
Yeah.
Let me see what RealFlow tells me to see if there's any difference there, and then we'll follow up with a phone call afterwards. I don't know what to tell you otherwise.
Yeah, I thought I was like, this one's very weird.
Yeah.
And
now, with regards to the realtor on it, Thurl, I tend to just shy away from those altogether. Yeah. I mean, you might have an initial phone call with them to find out what the real deal is.
Mm-hmm.
And, are they interested in working with an investor on it? If there's an investor deal there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to say. It may be so difficult, and ugly, it may not be worth your time. But then again, you never know.
Yeah, it looks ugly, but I don't want to just run away from it,
How long has it been listed?
12 days.
Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to make the phone call and try and get some more detail.
Mm-hmm.
But, usually when you got a realtor attached to it, it becomes difficult to try and work with.
Okay. And I have another one. This is my last one. I found one. It's off market, free and clear, and it's under LLC. So it seems like they've had the property for about 14 years now, and it's boarded up. I mean, it looks perfect. Comps in the area, about 200, 215. Seems like there's driving around the block, there's a couple of homes that's already been redone. But there's no number attached. I just have a P.O. box after looking it up. So
there's what do you mean no number attached?
Like there's no, when I looked up the LLC, everything that they registered for it, and there were two numbers, but neither one of them are good. And it's a P.O. box for the address. So I guess maybe at the most I could send them a mailer.
Absolutely. Start mailing them once a week, and see if they respond to you.
Okay. I'll go from that.
If you have a skip tracing service, you might try skip tracing it too.
Yeah, I was gonna skip trace them just to see if I came up with whatever number they had on the website under the LLC and see if it came up with something different or not. Yep. And I'll see what happens. That one looks like a pretty good one too to go after.
Yeah, it sounds like a good opportunity now. If it's been owned by the LLC for 14 years and it's all boarded up, that's got problems written all over it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, go for it.
I will.
Okay, what else? Steve, got anything?
Yeah, hey Tim, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, I was wondering if you had any advice about finding an end buyer for two properties in Waxahachie that my partner and I have under contract. We'd like to wholesale. First thing I thought of course, was listing it on the website that we get, through your group. Do you know offhand whether there's any buyers that far away, from West Fort Worth, where I think most of the buyers are concentrated?
Our buyers are from all over the place, so I would instantly post it on your webpage just to get started with it, Steve. You know, I've got Waxahachie buyers on my real flow list too. And, you know, if you've got some room in that thing, you want to do a JV on it, you know, and I can put it into our real flow system and put it out to our list and see what kind of bites we might get as well. I know we don't have very many people on here today, but let me just remind everybody that, you know, the sooner you can get a property on your group webpage, the better off you're going to be. Remember that it's not just about the members that we have in the group. It's all of the visibility, because it's a public website. The West DFW REI group is a public web page. So you want to go over to the group page and hold on here. Can you see the group page now?
Yes.
So you want to, this page is a public page. It's not a members only page as far as properties go. So, you know, we do a lot of promoting of the group site, and people are going to come see these property listings because there's not a lot of REIA groups that promote properties. So this is a big deal. And, you know, we do this to help promote the membership, but we do this to also help promote you selling your properties. So, you know, the quicker you can get it on here, the more chances you may have of getting it sold quickly by other investors. Not only that, the system automatically sends an email out when you put a new property on there, and then once a week, there's a property listings email. You've seen them come out, I'm sure, but they come out every week. So, you know, if you have it on here, that's more eyeballs on your property.
And as soon as we post it to the website that we get as members of the group, it will automatically show up on this public site that you're showing us now, right? Or no?
Automatically.
Okay, great.
There's no delay that I've seen. As soon as you save it on your site, it displays here.
Okay, just to give you a little bit more context, and I will definitely do that today. So we got it under contract, and we wanted to co-wholesale it with a really big player in the area that moves like 20 or 30 properties a month. And they're absolutely fantastic to work with. They've helped us successfully move a property before. The challenge we ran into, they had to terminate their contract. The reason was it's two rental properties on the same street, just down the block from each other in Waxahachie. The big player that we tried to use to find an end buyer thought that the ARV was $175K for each of them. When they had their inspections and their funding partners, the potential end buyers walked through, the end buyers said, well, we calculate the ARV as more like 140K because this is a great neighborhood, but it looks over these properties that we have under contract were built in the 2000s, but it's right next to a neighborhood that was built in the 1970s, a nice enough neighborhood. And I know that's part of the negotiation game that the end buyers, you know, walk the price down, but they weren't able to find a buyer, which we were very surprised about. Part of it might have to do with the evictions moratorium and et cetera, right? That it's a little bit of a risk, and they wanted to, you know, get the price lower than they usually would. So we don't have too much of a challenge ahead of us. So a combination of your website plus, you know, RealFlow, if you're willing to, you know, maybe co-wholesale it with us, we really think it's still a good deal. You know, and so the seller's giving us more time.
So did your potential partner there, did they have comps to prove that, or did you have comps to prove your value?
Yeah, we rely on them for disposition, and yes, they did have comps, but then of course the potential end buyers came in and said, well, we think we should use these comps instead of your comps. I mean, I know that happens to some degree, maybe with, you know, every time an end buyer is looking and they run their own comps as they should. But I was really surprised about the, you know, the big disparity there, especially because this is by far not the first rodeo of the guy who thought it would be worth 175K. Like I said, he and his team move 20 to 30 properties a month. So,
yep.
Have you ever had any experience with? I think you're on Connected Investors, right, Tim? Is that another place that we might be able to get a lot more eyes on it as well?
Honestly, you should put it everywhere you can possibly put it.
Okay.
I mean, I do that same thing, even though, I'm a big believer in real flow and have a pretty good sized list there. You don't have eyeballs from everybody there. So, you're always having a high turnover and new joins coming into Connected Investors and Bigger Pockets and Real Flow in the group and so forth. So I just think that you should be putting it everywhere, and then make sure that you are capturing all those buyers that come in from everywhere that, respond to that property. And oh, by the way, your list your website that you get with the group. So here's mine. You can be building a buyer's list on here as well. So, people can be coming in here and signing up to join your buyer's list right there.
Okay, just as the last two quick questions from me today. So would the Bigger Pockets Marketplace be a good place to post this as well? I'm a member of Bigger Pockets, haven't used it then.
Yeah, I think that's where you put it.
Okay, and then just last thing then, for Connected Investors, have you used it extensively? And it might be my fault for choosing the wrong lists or whatever, but we tried to get lists of motivated sellers from there, and a lot of the information was wrong, and again, might be my fault, but have you had good luck with Connected Investors?
I use it for list building primarily. So, I started a group there. If you're not a member, I think you are, but DFW Connected Investors is my group, and I do it for list building, and then you can go post your deal in that group.
Do you have to have a list built before you can post it?
No, you can go to any of those groups and post in there.
Okay.
And then you also have your own, once you log in, you get your own profile created. You can post properties there as well.
Okay. Did you ever use it to find funding for your deals or to find a list of motivated sellers to contact?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, thanks for all that advice, Tim. We'll do that.
But I make the connections. I've built, a large list just by trying to connect with other investors from the DFW area. I don't try and connect with all these other people from nationwide that try and connect with you. I'm after, local DFW investors.
Okay, got it. Well, thanks very much.
I'm a believer in you cannot make enough connections. All these different sites that are out there, free, paid, whatever they are, you should be making those connections, and hopefully some of those people are serious and going to buy your deals.
Okay, great. Thanks very much.
Also, this is Frank. I was going to mention, Steve, I don't know if you are any Facebook groups that, like the Wholesale Dallas Facebook groups.
Yeah, I haven't used them much, but I get, their notifications and stuff, but that's a great idea, Frank. We can put those out there too, right?
Yeah, I always get them. Like when I go in there, I always see somebody trying to sell a house pretty quick, and they seem to get a lot of good responses.
Perfect. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Tim.
Yep. And be sure, again, going back to what I said earlier, whenever somebody contacts you about a property, be sure and get their information for the future.
Put them on the buyer's list.
That's right. That's one way we have grown our real flow list, is that whenever somebody responds to any of our ads, whether it's about a house or growing our buyer's list, even though they may not be a buyer for that property, sure, we put them on our list so that they receive notifications for the next go around.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Steve, it's Lisa McCormick. You can also send me stuff because my primary area is Ellis and Johnson County, Waxahachie, Venus, because I live in Cedar Hill, right at the edge of Fort Worth and Dallas County. So I think south.
So are you a real estate agent or?
No, I'm just an investor. I look for rental properties or other items, but your prices may be too high, but if you find something, I can always do a drive-by too, because I'm down here and I'm available.
Okay, can I get your contact information after, Lisa? Or?
Yeah, I'll put it in chat.
Perfect. Thank you all.
So this is one of the big benefits to coming to these calls, you know, so that we can share those kind of ideas, and, you know, Lisa's willing to help and able to help, and other times it may be somebody else. So that's a good reason to come to these calls.
Absolutely. That's all I had for today.
Frank, you have any questions?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Nothing really at the top of my head right now. I'm sure I'll have something come up here in a bit.
Okay. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about private money then for a minute. And if you guys come up with any other questions, please let me know. As you know, we've got Alan Cowgill coming in on 10 October to give us a class, a workshop, a 4-hour workshop on raising private money. And it's going to be a great event. I've known Alan for probably 15 to 18 years, maybe a little bit longer. I've been in business 20. So I met him not too long after being in the business, and he's one of the well-known, well-respected gurus teaching how to raise private money. Well, one of the big things that he's going to be teaching is the legal aspect. So you stay safe, because you can go out and solicit for money and get yourself in trouble if you do it the wrong way. So, you know, we're trying to give you, you know, lots of choices for money in this business, so that, you know, if one avenue doesn't work, another might. But, you know, we've got the hard money lenders already in the group, Longhorn Investments, Ryan Blake, they do a great job. They got good terms, and they've helped a lot of people so far. But hard money's not for every kind of deal. Of course, we like the subject to no money down kind of strategies, right? Everybody should be loving those kind of strategies. And then we have owner finance. So that's another creative strategy. Ruth Ann Dunham with Service First Mortgage has the conventional ways of borrowing money for investors, and she can help with a lot of different approaches. You know, if you have money in a 401k, she can get you the majority of your money back out of that property once it's already rehabbed and stuff. So she's got several different programs that she's happy to talk to you about. But the raising private money is another whole avenue out there that we have not covered in the group. So I'm excited about this, because, you know, when you learn how to master his strategies on raising money, you'd be amazed at how many people have money that you probably don't know they have, and you can use that money to buy, rehab, and sell houses in this business. And it's keeping, you know, protecting your credit. They're getting a good rate of return, and their money is secure by being first lien on the property. So it has a lot of benefits to those people that are afraid of the stock market, worried about what's going on with the roller coaster effect of things. You can give them a good solid return using private money. So it's a great strategy. It's going to be a great event. If you haven't signed up, I would encourage you to go do that. You can also loan money. So if you have money already, you can lend it to other investors and make a good return. And if you learn how to tie those strategies with the IRAs and the self-directed 401ks, you can really have some nice deals going, and many cases can be tax-free deals as well. So we're trying to give you all those tools to help you be successful and buying houses and not using your money, your cash, and tying it up, or not being dependent on the conventional way of buying houses, which impacts your credit and limits how many deals you can do because of your credit. So that's just the way the rules are for conventional lending. So this is another tool in your toolbox to help you be successful. So any questions on private money at all? Okay, cool. Any other questions?
I have a question for you, Tim.
Oh, hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you today?
Good.
Hey, everyone. It's about the delinquent tax auctions. I've been doing some research on them, and I'm seeing that if you were to bid and win a property, that if it's not a homestead, there's a 6-month redemption period. But if it were somebody's homestead, then it's 24 months, 2 years. What does an investor do in that time? Like, what are their obligations to keep the property available if they come back within 2 years to claim it?
So I'm not a delinquent tax sales rep, you know,
Okay.
an expert. So, but let me tell you what I think I know. First off, you get a very good return on your money. I believe Texas is 25%. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is 25% for the duration that you had your money invested. Okay. That right of redemption period means that that seller can come back if they want to remove that lien and pay you off. They have to pay you 25% return on the amount of money that you paid at the tax sale. Okay. If they decide to stay in the house, let's say it's 24 months, you know, you're the owner of the house, and the legalities of what you do or don't do during that 24-month period, I'm not quite sure how that works. Again, I'm not the tax expert. I can put you in touch with somebody that is. We have a guy in DFW that teaches it. He's been in our group a couple of times.
Okay.
And they can tell you more about it. But it is a scenario where you do have to make sure that you have the money, that you can afford to have that money tied up in that property for that period of time. If you need your cash back out of that deal, tax sales is not the way to go.
Right.
Because when you make that purchase, your money's going to either be tied up for 6 months or 24 months.
I know that's a long time. Do they ever have, admit you can't answer this, but is there a way to buy that redemption from the person who owns that right?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, I'll get in touch with the person you're talking about if you can send that to me.
Hey, Tim.
Yes.
It's my understanding that they can only reimburse you for repairs that were made, but not updating or renovations. You know, you can fix the broken dishwasher, but you can't upgrade a dishwasher and expect it to be done. So, you know, it's my understanding you just have to get it in minimum working order, that you can't go in and do a bunch of painting and carpeting and stuff like that and expect to get reimbursed if they redeem it.
Well, that'd be kind of crazy to do that, right?
Right.
Right. I don't know why somebody would do that.
So
but the rules are, they are just supposed to give you further repairs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where, Lisa, where are you finding those rules? Because I'm not seeing that anywhere that I looked.
I don't remember, you know, I've gotten information on this a while back, but I would think it would be maybe under the tax stuff, you know, on the redemption. But yeah, I've got that somewhere because that was very much into my head that, you know, basically if that's 24 months, all you could do is kind of make it rent ready. You know, it wouldn't be a flip home for sure.
Yeah, or live in it yourself if it's, you know, in good shape and just wait out that time.
That's if it's not occupied.
Right, if it's not occupied.
Yeah. I'll get you Arnie's info. He's the expert. He may have it in his presentation actually from past presentations. I just don't remember. It's been probably a year and a half ago. It's an area that the people that play in tax delinquencies really like it, but it is an area where you have to be able to afford to have your cash tied up for that period of time.
Right, and continue to pay some of the carrying costs too.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Lisa, do you have any questions today?
Which
Lisa Walker, sorry. I forgot we had two on the call today.
The only thing I'm going to look into this week is about, going on the free website that we have through our membership.
Okay. Well, good.
Any pointers there?
So you have the link, right? The activation link.
I've seen it in my dashboard. I just haven't,
Yep.
started down that path yet.
Okay. Let me see if I can. So once you go log in, you're just going to come over here. Mine looks a little different because mine's activated now.
Right.
But log in and go to my dashboard and just come down here. I think you're going to click on manage website. You're just going to walk through that process and answer a few questions. You can set it up without a domain name, or you can go get a domain name that you can use to promote with. Mine is DFW House Solutions. So that's the domain that I use for marketing. And that's what I put into the system here. So it's a very simple process to walk through. If you decide to do the premium upgrade, as a matter of fact, you probably all received the. Say again.
Who's hosting this? Like what is this through?
It's the group that. Hold on, we got some beeping going on here. This was turned off. Sorry about that. So the group that hosts it is the creator of this REI Club software that we use and all your websites. He's the one that does the premium website demo. Matter of fact, there it is right there. So once you log into your members area, today at 3:00 is the premium website demo. That his name is Mike Jacka. He does the demo, and he's very good with that. I mean, he knows the system inside and out, and he will walk you through that whole system. And the cool part about about the premium system is the seller's net sheet, so you can print out exactly what the costs are going to be for the seller, which really helps the seller understand what the cost is to sell a house. And then the other one that I like a lot is the offer generator. It'll spit out 8 different offers for you to be able to present to the sellers. So the trick there with that is you have to make sure that you put all the data into the system, in order to make sure that it spits out the offers that you need. So you have to go through the repair analysis and the comps and all that stuff and fill in all the blanks to that information. And they do a good job of training you too. They provide training videos as well as training events on using the software. They have a good deal analyzer too and a repair estimator, but we have those two in the group site as well as the Real Estate IQ packages. RealFlow has one if you're using RealFlow. But so you have a lot of different tools for repair analysis and deal analysis. But
So do you just email the seller's offer to them through that platform?
No, I go present it, and he recommends you present it too. I don't recall if there's a way to email it directly from the system. I'm still trying to learn all the ins and outs of that system too.
So you're downloading it and then just taking it with you?
Yes.
Okay. About how much extra is the premium?
Ooh, I don't remember. It's not much. It's like $29 or $39.
A month, a year, or what?
A month.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. He tells you in the webinar what it is. There's a on the website that you have, it'll show you some pricing, but he gives members of the group that attend the webinar, he cuts you some discounts during the call. Surprise, surprise, right? What else? Anybody else? Anybody got any houses you're working on?
Nothing.
Okay. So I'm going to try and start bringing some of my own tips on things. You know, since this is Tim's Tuesday Tips, it started off being really was more along the lines of trying to cover the things that you wanted to talk about. But I think I'm going to pick a topic from now on and start bringing that to the Tim's Tuesday Tip call and just focus on that. And that may be a longer call. It may be a shorter call. But if we start picking those tips and just focus on that, then you'll know ahead of time if you want to attend the call or not based on what the topic is. So does that sound like a pretty good idea for everybody? I mean, you can attend any of these calls if you want to, but you know, I want to make sure it's time well spent when you do attend.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So is there any questions regarding the website? Since we're on the call here, we don't have a big group today. It's a pretty small group. Any questions about the website, membership benefits? I'm sorry?
I have a question about the website because I have my own website that I like because I've set up my own funnels. Like I don't want to use this website as my primary one, but I do like the fact that it has the area for me to put properties and things for sale. Is there a way for me to, you know, I guess I would have to do it through the premium, but just link over from my website to the property page and then not let them go anywhere else on that site because I don't want to maintain it? Have you ever seen anybody use it that way?
No, I don't know. I don't know how you would do that. I'm not sure if you heard us talking about the websites and property listings earlier, Michelle.
I did.
But what I did say was, for those of you that, or even in your case, Michelle, I would highly recommend that you all have your website set up.
Right, I set it up with the basics just so that it's there for search presence.
Yes, and for property listings.
Right.
So when you get a property and you post it on your site, it automatically posts here, just like my new flip down in Granbury. So right. As soon as you save it to your site, it shows here. And because our group site is a public site, it's not just a members only site as far as the property listings go. That means that not only will the members be notified that you have a property for sale, but the public, you know, Google still finds this site and people will be looking for properties.
Right.
So, you know, I would recommend you put it on your free site so that it displays here, and hopefully either somebody in the group will buy it or somebody else from outside the group will buy it. Okay.
Right. Okay.
We do a lot of marketing to promote the group. And one of the things that we do is we promote it to investors looking for more deals. So, you know, we're trying to suck them in, so to speak, to the group page for the property listings, you know, if they're looking for more deals. But we also hope that while they're here, they become a member.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
So, you know, we're marketing your properties indirectly is, I guess, one way to look at it.
Right.
So
Right. That is a huge benefit. It really
yes.
is.
And if
For
you
the
don't
last-
put them on your free site, then, you know, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the marketing that we do for you.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
The other thing I want to call your attention to, since a couple things that we're doing on the group page here, we're going through and we're updating all the sponsors. We're converting these image messages to video. We're doing video interviews, so to speak, with all the sponsors to introduce them to the group and say a little bit more about what they do, how they can help you as the sponsor, as a sponsor of the group. So you're going to see all of these image messages are all going to be replaced with video, and you can tell which ones already are. So I would encourage you to go look at them. I think we're doing this one today, and go look at them all. There's Ryan's and there's Rodney, but we're replacing all of those so that it's video, which will make it more interesting, and they can talk to you and tell you about what they can do for you. The other thing I want to point out too is that we're adding new blogs and new real estate articles. And just again, you should have seen the notice. Alan Cowgill's private money, raising private money workshop is coming up, and I've posted several interesting articles here from him for you to go look at. So go spend some time on those and see those articles, and come here frequently because I'm going to be updating the blogs and the articles as frequently as I can with additional information for you that I feel is beneficial to you. Any questions on that? There's a lot of content in here. If you're trying to learn the business, between the blog pages, the resources pages, and these real estate articles, there's a lot of stuff in here. And also, since Lisa's on here, that reminds me, Lisa's been updating our real estate market data info right here. Thank you, Lisa. And the data that you see here is all in the Tarrant County area. So be sure you come in here and look at it, and Lisa will be updating this, I guess, monthly or something similar to that.
Yeah, I put in August's numbers, I guess around September 2nd or 3rd. And it also goes back for, I think I went back 3 years. So you can see how the trending is going if you want to just compare like 1 month over another. And it is just resales. I did not do any new construction since most of us are just dealing with resales in Tarrant County, single family homes. So, you know, no duplexes, nothing like that was in there.
Can you see the chart here, Lisa?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I sometimes moving around on web pages, the sharing doesn't go with it. So, but thank you for doing that, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Anything else? The training from last Saturday, that'll get uploaded here in the next day or so on how to survive your first 12 months as a new real estate investor. The video, the audio, and the presentation will all be on the calendar of events page for Saturday and your members area, but it'll all be down here at the bottom. Just go to the event and it'll all be down here at the bottom. So.
Tim, you mentioned earlier in the call about starting to pick a topic for our Tuesday calls. Will there still be a little time after you present your topic to have the question and answer like we're doing now? I find that really valuable. Or would that be more the Thursday virtual lunch and learns?
I'll always try and answer questions as often as we can, Steve. The Thursday lunch and learn is you know, I kind of got some overlap between the Tim's Tuesday Tips and the Lunch and Learn. So I'm probably going to go make the Tim's Tuesday Tips a more specific thing, you know, focused on a topic of some sort. And then the Lunch and Learn, which was originally a networking event for doing Q&A and meeting other people. That's what the Lunch and Learn, the original intent of the Lunch and Learn was to do that. So I want to try and keep it that way, even virtually.
Okay, thanks.
I have a suggestion for a topic.
Okay.
Like about lead generation, marketing, advertising, you know, because of course that seems to be our biggest issue is finding these homes or you know, how to market to get the leads in. And that being kind of the crutch of doing the investing.
If you can't do that, you have nothing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I've said this a lot, is you have to learn how to master the marketing piece. You're really a marketer before you're an investor. Because
that's what I struggle with is figuring out, you know, what I want to target, and then how to go about that, because, you know, it's an investment, whatever you decide, you know, if you're going to do direct mail or if you're going to do websites, you know, as far as consistency, especially with the direct mail piece, you know, and being that a lot of that has a longer game plan, so to speak, you know, before you'll see the rewards, as far as, you know, how to figure out how you want to narrow that down.
Okay. So the marketing class, I don't know if any of you have been to my marketing class. I do it probably once or twice a year. And we get into some real detail, and it really could be probably an all-day workshop to get into some more detail, because there's so much that you could do. But the one thing that I would tell you is that you need to learn how to diversify your marketing, just like you diversify any other investment in whether it's stock market, mutual fund, you know, those kind of investments. You need to diversify what you do with marketing. I've always said that. A lot of people don't look at it that way, but I believe you have to have multiple things in place and working for you all at the same time, because not everybody's going to respond to a text. Not everybody's going to respond to an email or a postcard or a 24-hour recorded message. So, or a website with a squeeze page and, you know, an opt-in to get a free report. Not everybody responds the same way. But if you put all those different pieces out there working for you 24/7, then, you know, it's going to appeal to different people a different way, and some of them are going to respond. Classified ads. Not everybody's going to answer a classified ad, but some people will. So we try and use a little bit of all that. And now what we're trying, we kind of backed off on our direct mail campaign for a while because we were getting a fair amount of leads coming in on our websites. Well, that's kind of fizzled out and has gone away. So we're going back to, we're incorporating all of our leads into RealFlow. We're going to put all of these different types of sellers into our website systems attached to RealFlow that have autoresponders. We're going to be putting them into the foreclosure autoresponder, the probate autoresponder, the ugly house, the tired landlord. Those autoresponders are going to be automatically working 24/7. There's about 8 or 10 emails that go out over a period of time for those, along with direct mail. So then we'll be sending direct mail that will coincide with the email autoresponders. And then we're going to start doing text messaging to those folks and then calling. So we're going to be combining all of these things to try and get some responses from these sellers and start generating some new leads. This is a trial and error for us to do all these things in sequence with one another. So we're going to be tracking it closely and seeing what's working and what's not. The stuff that doesn't work, we'll be eliminating it. But we're going to try all these different things to try and generate some new leads. So, but we can certainly add that to the topics, Lisa. And I'll look at maybe adding that to the agenda again, maybe around the first of the year to try and teach that class again.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to hear more specifics in certain areas, you know, because I guess I have taken that class of yours or whatever, you know, where you get like 20, 30 different ways of possibly getting leads. But of course, you can't go after all 30 of those ideas at once, you know. But I mean, if you want to hone in on 5, it's more what's the best way to do system A, system B, system C.
Yep.
Like I said, in more depth, you know.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot that you can talk about, that's for sure. A lot of it depends too on the type of person that you're interested in going after. You know, are you interested in probates? Well, probates are going to take longer. They're not, you know, you might hit it just right where you might got a probate seller that's ready to do something today. But many of the probate leads are going to take months. You know, if it's a recent death in the family, then, you know, some people don't do anything with it for years. I've had people tell me that, you know, that the family member passed away 5 years ago. And they're just now getting around to thinking about selling the house. It impacts everybody differently.
I had a seller that was in probate for 5 years due to arguing with the family member, you know, before the judge allowed them to sell it.
That's a long time.
It was.
So in that particular case, follow-up in a systematic way of following up was key for you, right? I mean, you have to be able to systematically track that in order to keep up with it so you don't lose out on it. The last thing you want to do is lose your notes from that lead. Do you have a system, Lisa, that you use for long-term tracking sellers like that?
Not really. I used to have a CRM that you could track notes and all that, but then I ditched it. And I guess I just need to find something else to replace it, you know, but I'm kind of old school. I also like my little paper files. You know, I've got my intake, you know, when someone comes on a call that I start asking questions and filling out. So I always save that. At least, you know, I've got some kind of structure to my form, but I do need to find a better way of managing the leads.
Real Flow will do that for you. That's what I do.
That's one of my steps of, you know, as far as structuring my business, I guess, you know, because I ditched the CRM I had.
Did you watch the Real Flow interview or overview that I did?
No, not yet.
If you go back to the calendar, it's, let me just point it out here to you. It was, I want to say July 22nd. I'm sorry, August 26th. So the video and audio is down here at the bottom, or the video.
Oh, I didn't know you could go back and click on past events and pull up information that way.
6 months. So you have 2 different ways of getting the information, and this is important, so I'm glad you said that. You have 2 different ways. It's at the bottom of the calendar event for every event going back 6 months, okay? The other way is when you log in, come into your My Account, and then come down to past meetings. And this will show you, you can see the table, right? This chart.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes,
that'll show you everything that we've done in the past and if it's still available. So notice last Saturday's not uploaded yet, so there's no check marks there. But the How to Build Your Business with Video and YouTube it's there, and it tells you there's 146 days remaining that it will be there. Because the servers are only giving us 6 months of storage of that stuff to make it public. And then go down here, notice it says no longer available. Well, I don't tell everybody this, but if there's something that you really, 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 really wanted, I can extend it for you for 24 hours. So
this is where I was at last week when I texted you, you know, since I paid for the all-day sub 2 workshop and I wasn't able to find it because, you know, of course it wasn't on this list of mine. I know it wasn't a public class, but and
that's why it's not here, is that this is all the content from the main monthly meetings. Okay, workshops, which the subject 2 class was, workshops are not included in this. So that's why the link, I had to send you that separate link for that event.
I just couldn't find it on anywhere in the website, so.
Yeah. And then the other thing you can do is under my downloads. My downloads is stuff that I put up there to share with the members that stay there. There's no 6-month limitation to it. So this is all stuff that I share with you as I see appropriate. You know, sometimes I'll leave it up here. Sometimes I'll take it down. I might add something new, but that's what's there under my downloads. The other thing that I do that is unique, this is not a part of the normal membership, is that I have created a past meeting video page. This is an extra page that normally is not included. And I've done this to make it easier for people regarding the videos. Is I come in here and create this page and I have it all linked to YouTube. So you can come in here, even going past the 6 months. So this is all the video that we've done ever since we've been on this system, going back to April 2019. Okay? Is that helpful? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this, you don't have to request permission for the video because it's already here going back to April 2019.
There's your tax sales.
There, that's right. There it is right there, Michelle. Thank you, Lisa.
I'm going through it as you're talking and I'm like, score.
I forgot that it was in there, but this is a cool system because very few REI clubs have this. You know, this is powerful because you can go in here and watch these videos 24/7. Now, I don't know, I just want to say this. I don't know how this is going to last because think about it. 5 years from now, what's this going to look like? There's a lot of stuff here. Okay. So take advantage of it while you can. I don't know if I'll be able to keep doing this. I don't know if it may just become very hard to manage. So.
Tim, is this page you're showing us right now, and I understand that, you know, going forward, we're not sure if, you know, it'll stay, but the ones that are older than 6 months, and we can click on these links on this page and go to YouTube, is that the entire, you know, seminar, or is it like a subset?
No, it's the full,
okay.
The full video. This isn't edited. This is the raw video, other than some of them we put a thumbnail on the front of it, you know, and we might have put some contact information in it, but it's the full video.
Okay, so if we miss something and it's not available directly on your site, but it's older than 6 months and we want to see it, we'll get the exact same presentation here. That's awesome.
Same exact thing.
Great, thanks so much.
Are all these also just under your YouTube page, or is not all your YouTube videos for everybody, only members?
That's correct. Some of it's hidden. Private.
Okay.
That's why you come here first to get where you want to go. You can go to the YouTube channel and see all the public stuff, but there's a lot of private video here because it's members only. Okay. So what else? So go take advantage of all that video stuff and all the, audio on the pages. All the presentations from each month are on there as well. When you go to the calendar event, go clear to the bottom. I do have to use PDF. I can't use a PowerPoint, so I have to convert it to PDF, but all the links in it work, that way. And you just take advantage of the PowerPoints or the PDF files that way. So any other questions, last parting comments? I hope everybody's ready to hang up here and go buy a house, right? I wish I had something to go buy. We're kind of slow right now, and we're trying to ramp up all the marketing again to generate some new leads, and hopefully that's going to happen soon. So
yeah, that's been the biggest problem, is finding the leads. I'm running Google, I'm running Facebook, I'm doing cold calls and direct mail, and I'm yet to get something for quite a while here. Seems like we've hit a dry spell. I don't know what's going on, but
I think we'll see more, whenever the eviction moratorium is lifted, and, I think we're going to see more pre-foreclosures and stuff next year. Definitely, I think to target the non-owner occupied, because a couple of those landlords that got burned by those people that aren't paying rent and they couldn't evict them, I think they're going to want to dump them as soon as they can get them out.
I
agree. So if you really look at it, the moratorium put a hold on a lot of things that force people to make a move. So the places to kind of look that are not affected by that are the probates, because those are happening no matter what you do. And then you can also target the non-owner occupied, which those are the guys that are feeling the squeeze and might want to get out. So that's where I see it right now currently, more so than the foreclosure or the tax sales, because there's a moratorium. So there's no need or no pressure. So the shift has to be back over to either probate or non-owner occupied, which are trying to get out from underneath of a situation, because some of those guys are in trouble.
Oh yeah. No, and I think you hit the nail right on the head, and we've talked about this on a couple of the most recent calls. That's exactly what we're doing too, is that probate list and the absentee owners, but also I'm going to say, don't ignore the pre-foreclosure list. Even though there's a moratorium there right now, keep marketing. Keep the marketing going out, because the first of the year, you might even see it come November, December, when for the smart ones that are planning ahead, they know something's coming the first of the year. If they really feel that they can't resolve it starting the first of the year and they're still unemployed, or they think that they're not going to be able to get caught up, they may decide to try and start looking for a solution and start reaching out to your marketing that you send out to them. Don't ignore them. Keep posting to them, and realize that they may not be responding because of the moratorium, but know that if they have received 2, 3, 4 postings from you, or direct mail pieces from you, and they like your message, they may reach out to you and call you. So the first of the year, you may become very busy.
Yeah, I'm seeing that in some of the responses I get back, because I'm getting direct emails back on that, is, hey, we're waiting on the moratorium to end. And so I've replied back to them, well, you know what, during that time, save your money so that you can have a deposit going to a new place. And then we'll discuss how to get out of your old place at that time, because they're not willing to make the move right now, because they've basically got 4 months of rent free. And so I said, you know what, you need to be stashing your money so you can get into a new place when you're ready to go. And so that's kind of I've had like 5 or 6 conversations like that, which is rather unique.
Yep. So I would not put that off though until January, if they're really considering doing something, go get a contract on it that's contingent till the first of the year. You know, go get it
Right.
under contract before somebody else beats you to it. And
Right.
and then start, you know, just have the option period until the first of the year, and then make the final decision then on how they're going to move forward. But if they're willing to put it under contract, if they want to know they have a solution come 2021, then you need to go see the house, finish your analysis, and maybe look at getting a contract, get a good option period on it until the first of the year. Tie it up, get control of the property so that somebody else doesn't.
Never heard of an option period longer than 10 days.
I understand.
That's normal. 45 days is common.
I'm just throwing out an idea for you. I'm just throwing out an idea. I'm just throwing out an idea for you.
I think that's a great idea if they'll sign it, you know.
You know, is it going to be hard to get an option in September for, you know, January? Maybe so. But there's nothing saying you can't go meet with them, make the connection, establish a good rapport with them, and then check in with them once a month, and then get that contract before January. That's all I'm saying is don't wait till January, because somebody else is probably going to beat you to it. That'll be my approach. So, you know, I do believe though that the first of the year is when we're going to see a lot of activity. But in the meantime though, we all need to buy houses, right? So keep marketing to the probates and the absentee owners. I think if you get enough marketing out there, you're going to see a lot of activity before too long. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time and coming on the call. This video will get uploaded here in the next couple of days. I don't have any kind of slides, so there's no presentation or anything for this. So we'll get this uploaded, and we may do the audio. A lot of times I just do the video for these calls. But anyone have any last moment parting questions or comments?
Everybody have a great day. Good luck and go get them.
You too, James. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Go buy a house. Stay safe out there.
See you guys. Like going.